Hello, I'm Gaming1, and this is my programming language, Frosty. It's an esoteric programming language, not really designed to be used for anything serious. That's based around adding integers to various lists and manipulating those integers. So, how do you run a program in Frosty? First, you have to download the interpreter.py file. Then put it in the same file in the same directory as your Frosty program. So, for example, for me, it's downloads. Then what you want to do is cd there, then type Python interpreter.py. Mind you, you have to have Python installed, the newest version. It'll give you the file. For me, it is hello-world.fy. For example, this is hello world. This is the program, and then it'll print it. So the way this works is it adds the string hello world. Now I know I said integers, so it really adds the ASCII characters, or like numbers of all these characters to list 0, adds them to list 0, and then prints out the entirety of list 0 as an ASCII, or like converts the numbers to ASCII and then prints it out. So this pretty much all commands are dictated by a single character and end with a slash. The documentation can be found in the repository, but let's go over some other possible programs. This is a cat program, which returns the value that the user inputted. So, for example, I'm going to go. You can just use the up arrow for this. See, this is enter number. Let's just say 8. Print out 8. So the way this works, it creates a buffer in list 0. Then the at command takes the inputted number and puts it in list 0 index 0, which we've just created. And then this prints out the value of it. These parentheses reference a specific point in the list, or value. So this references list 0 index 0, the value of it. So creates the list, sets the inputted number to it, and prints it out. Very simple. This program is an example of a truth machine, that if the number 1 is inputted, repeats infinitely, printing the number 1. If not, or if 0 is inputted, then prints 0 once and ends the program. This introduces a variety of new concepts. First off, we see from the cat program, the buffer, and the user input. This is an if statement. More specifically, it's where an if statement ends, which is a bit weird, but I'll get to it. This prints out the value that's been inputted, and this is the if statement itself. It checks if the value inputted is equal to 0. If not, then it goes to this. This is technically where the if statement ends. It's more of a go-to type situation, like in BASIC, where if this value is not true, it will warp to here. So it continuously checks it, and because it will never be 0, it will never be equal to 0, it continuously prints out the value, which is 1. So let's see it in action. As you can see, it prints out 0 once, but if we try that again, it does that. Awesome. This is a 99 bottles of beer program. Essentially, it's meant to mimic it's this one. You see it, it's right there. Anyway, so what this does, it creates the lists here are used for storing the strings. 0 is bottles of beer on the wall. 1 is bottles of beer. This bracket command just adds a certain part of one of the lists to another. So this adds list 0 indexes 1 to 16 to list 1, Yeah. Anyway. Then it adds a period to the end of it. Then it removes the space from the start of it. Then take one down, pass it around. Then this is the actual, number, right? So it starts with 99. This is a for loop. So it has an ID of 0, and it repeats 98 times because it goes by an index, right? So 0 is 1, 1 is 2, etc., etc. Then this is the end of the for loop because it has the same ID of 0. So what it does is it prints out the number, so in this case it'd be 99, prints out bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer, take one down, pass it around, then it subtracts one, symbolizing, taking one down, passing it around, 99 bottles of beer on the wall, then two new lines to start it again, and then it repeats it. So now let's see it in action. See? There we go. Then it stops at 0 bottles of beer on the wall. Now, let's look at the actual interpreter. This is going to be some of the worst code you've ever seen in your entire life. First off, it imports the system. Then it creates all the variables. So this is the hash map for list. Like for all the lists. This is the current command. This is the index. All of these are buffer variables to accept the parameters in the command. This is for detecting if something is a variable. This is for loops. And this is for printing a string. So first, it asks for the file name. Then, while the file name is open, this is like weird file opening formatting. This doesn't matter. While, for the entire length of the line, for some reason I put cmd equals line 1. I think I just didn't want to have to type this over and over again, so I typed cmd. And every single command is parsed through through if statements. It's all if statements. I don't know why I made it like this. I could have used a switch case, but it's too late now. So, it's all if statements. And all everything does is it checks for the character, and if it does the thing, it accepts all the parameters and stores them in variables. Then, for example, this is a plus. Let's go to an easier one. And then it does the thing it's supposed to. So let's go to an easy one. It sets the, for example, this is the @ takes the parameter of, the key and the index, and then sets them to this new number, which is just an input, right? So it keeps doing that, and then you'll notice after every single one, it says var check. Var check is this. It checks for variable by checking for either an asterisk, which is, signals that there's a variable. Then it either checks for an I, which is a for loop iterator, or underscore, which is the length of a list. And then if check checks the, if there's an if statement going on, pretty much. And then cleanup just sets all the values back to normal. So you just do this after every single command. This is some terrible, awful, no good, very bad code. It is 282 lines, 281, and it is absolutely terrible. I wrote it all in Python in the span of 3 weeks, give or take, and it's really bad. But it works. It works, and that's the important part. If you want to use this for yourself, I have a GitHub repository, github.com/bggaming1/Frosty. Every single command is in the documentation. The source code to the interpreter is also in there. My Wi-Fi wants to load it. Well, you saw it, so it doesn't matter. And that's it. So yeah, it was quite easy to make, actually. Probably because I made it in Python, which is like the easiest language. And it's actually really easy to make your own language, so I'd inspire any of you watching this to, go out and try. Even if it's something stupid like this, where, the Hello World, Hello World program looks idiotic. It still looks good, It's still fun to make. It was fun to make. So I'm proud of it. And, yeah. Yeah.